Hi, everybody. So great to see you all here. It is my pleasure to introduce a leader who is deeply committed to helping people grow, belong, and thrive in their work and in their lives. Eugene Whitlock is UC Berkeley's Chief People and Culture Officer and Associate Vice Chancellor for Human Resources, where he leads a 90-person department encompassing talent acquisition, people and organization development, employee and labor relations, compensation, benefits, staff engagement and belonging, UC campus operations, and HR information systems. Beyond Berkeley, Eugene also lends his expertise nationally as a member of the governing board for the American Research University's Human Resources Institute and serves on the University of California's Human Resources Leadership Council. Since joining UC Berkeley, Eugene has championed the creation of a workplace culture where every individual feels seen, supported, and empowered to bring their full selves to work. Please join me in welcoming a values-driven, people-centered leader, Eugene Whitlock.
The end, I promise, these aren't pages of notes that I'm going to speak to, so don't worry. We're almost at the end. This is the 13th annual NOW conference. How many of you had a good day? I'm curious, how many of you have been to more than one? More than 5? Oh, it's still a pretty good number. I hope all of you come back next year. And so as you've heard from many of the speakers today, there's a lot of energy and community that's built when we come together like we are today and engage in meaningful conversations. Our conversations can be empowering pathways that support our opportunities at work. As we just learned from our last speaker, Jacqueline, one of those conversations we need to have is with fear, on a date with fear. And I think it will help us to take, as she said, ownership and authority of our lives. You all are taking steps in that direction by being here at the conference and dedicating the time to your own development and your own careers. I know for many of us, it's not very easy to say, hey, I want to do something, and here's what I want to do, help me do it. Even at this sort of later stage of my career, if you will, it's not easy to speak up for myself and to ask for things, and I imagine for all of you, it's not easy. So I want to congratulate you on being able to do that. I also want to thank all of the managers who have supported their staff who are participating and the managers who are also here today with some of their teams. I hope this experience and the knowledge that you take from this event will spark deeper conversations between managers and their employees about their goals and how they can support them to discover, explore, and innovate in their current or next opportunity at work. I also want you to know that every one of you contributes to the University of California. Every one of you is important to doing the great things that the University of California and all of our locations can do. I often hear at work, and maybe some of you have even said things about you're not sure if your work has an impact, you're not sure what difference does it make, you don't have a student-facing job, your work is just transactional, you don't interact with a lot of people. All of that work matters. For those of you who haven't seen the new University of California website, I encourage you to take a look at it because it talks about all of the great things that we do in the UC to impact the world. And we in the UC means all of us in the UC. We all play a part, and we all should feel very comfortable to take credit. We talk about a person winning a Nobel Prize or a different kind of prize, and people look and clap at that person, but it takes all of us to actually enable that person to do the work they do to win that prize. So I am very comfortable when people say, yeah, Berkeley got a Nobel Prize in something. I tell people, yeah, I had something to do with it. And I mean it. Right? And for all of us, we have something to do with the success of others who are working at all of our locations. And I encourage you to try it out and say, yeah, I had something to do with it. Nobody bats an eye when I say that. They might be wondering what I'm talking about, but they don't challenge me. So I also want to thank everyone who made this year's NOW conference possible, including the virtual pre- and post-conference activities offered all this week. A special thanks to the NOW Planning Committee. Please stand up so we can clap for you. Come on, give them a standing ovation. This is hard work. They have been working on putting this conference together for the past 10 months. So this isn't a volunteer thing and you go to a couple of meetings and have coffee cake. It is a lot of work for the last 10 months. And for those of you who don't know, this conference is the largest conference of any kind in the University of California. It is a big deal. Thank you also to all of the speakers, presenters, moderators, coaches, recruiters, and sponsors for your generous time, expertise, and support in making this event such a rich learning and development experience for our staff. A special thank you and shout out to the UC Merced Staff Assembly. For the 5th consecutive year, the Merced Staff Assembly is a UC Scholarship Partner. This year they supported 100 staff from UC Merced to attend the conference. Thank you. In addition to Berkeley and to Merced, 9 other UC locations supported their staff to engage in the NOW conference: A&R, Davis, Davis Health, Irvine, LA, Berkeley Lab, Santa Cruz, UCSF, and UCOP. We continue to plan to make this conference, the biggest conference of its kind in the UC, the de facto conference for every staff member for career development, and we will continue to have this conference every year. I encourage everyone here to go back to your campuses and your locations and to tell people how awesome it was. Even if you don't think it was awesome, go back and tell people that. I think it's awesome. I had the chance to sit in today for longer than I normally am able to do so, and I thought it was fantastic. We will have the event next year. The NOW conference takes place every year during the second week of June, so we have the week of events, and the main event is always held on the second Thursday of June. So for those of you who like to plan ahead like I do, whip out your phone. Second Thursday of June next year, it will be the NOW conference. Mark your calendars. Let your boss know you're not going to be available on that day. It will be virtual next year. We try to alternate between virtual and in-person, so that makes it more accessible to people who find it tough to get away from their regular lives. So with that, I want to say thank you again for joining us here at the conference, especially with so much going on in the world around us, in our personal lives, the threats to higher education. Sometimes it's hard to take a break and do what you need to do for yourselves. So again, I give you kudos for being able to do that, and hopefully you will all be here next year.